basically making one expensive decision while pretending to be calm.
We've made our own distractions. We've made a mountain out of a molehill when it really wasn't even meant to be anything.
Today's episode is going to be around faith for the moments when just being an adult feels wildly overrated. Sometimes it feels like every choice has consequences that can have a breaking point in your family, a breaking point in your finances, our future, most importantly, our inner peace.
Totally checking out, and literally like to the extreme checking out of like, I don't even have a phone, like I'm not even on the planet anymore. No one can talk to me.
Not every good option is a God option.
So we have learned that if we're not on the same page, we know that there's a reason behind that.
My 30s really taught me that, to surrender more and not think that I have it all together or I have to have it all together and I have to be perfect from the outside. It's okay to mess up in front of other people. Nobody's really paying attention to you anyway.
No one has it all put together, that is for sure. They can, from the outside, look like they are, but there's a reality piece to it.
Welcome back to another episode of Crazy Unbelievable Faith. I'm your co-host, Brian Owen, alongside my wife, Kirscha.
Hi!
Coming to you again from beachfront destination. Why not?
Sure.
Seagulls, probably can't hear them, but if you can hear the waves. It's not too shabby. Might be some kids screaming in the background. It's totally fine. It's totally normal. So if you have not already actively subscribed, become a member of our community, please do so. That is how our community continues to grow. The inner circle has taken off. It is in full effect. We've had a meeting of that. For those that have joined, we're excited for those that are coming into the inner circle as well in the next few months here. Got some really exciting things around that. Exciting stuff around your book coming out too.
Yes.
Some really cool things. So definitely plug in the inner circle. There's some really funny outtakes that are happening. And again, if you're not able to watch these things and you're just listening to them, you're kind of missing out on a piece of it, because see these looks I'm getting right now, like this is what you're missing if you're not able to watch this. So please, if there's something that's impactful to you, share it with someone. If there's something in this that would resonate for somebody, send it out to them as well. That's again how our community continues to grow. So on today's episode, we are jumping into
Adulting decisions
easy
that
for her to say.
flat out aren't easy.
Yeah. Yep, there's no booklet that says, hey, you're a parent. Good job, good luck.
It's adulting. It's for the non-parents,
Well,
too.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, how many of us
Hey, you've turned 18.
thought,
There you go. Or
how
25
many of
for
us wished
26.
our childhood away? We were
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't wait to be an adult, make
Yeah.
all the decisions. Oh, I can't wait to do that. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to do this.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, let's just say adulting sometimes can feel like you are assembling IKEA furniture and missing one screw.
Yeah. And the pictures didn't help.
And you have no instructions.
Thank you. No, thank you, IKEA.
Yes.
Well, this will
Oh
be
my
so
gosh.
cute. It'll look so great in the corner. It'll be good. Either one, it weighs like you're lifting an elephant, or two, it's like, where did these screws go? I'm missing something. Like what's happening here? So that's fine.
Well, and let's just say
Maybe I'm the screw that's missing.
I'm the one that puts furniture together. We
It's true.
literally almost got a divorce over the first crib.
Yeah, it's
Because you were like,
ridiculous.
you told me to do it wrong.
Oh yeah.
I said, oh, just
She's
put
like,
that in
oh,
there.
oops, sorry. It's like,
Oops,
yeah.
sorry,
that's-
I made a mistake.
Yeah. It's a great test for your marriage, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Road trips, put furniture together, whatever.
So today's episode is going to be around faith for the moments when just being an adult feels wildly overrated.
Yeah.
There are some times I don't want to adult.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Still have to.
I still have to, darn it.
Yeah. I was actually, there was the reel or post came up. We were talking about this actually today when we were out with the kids. Actually, the kids were floating past us in the lazy river. We were in a tube, and it looks like something. It was, yeah. If anybody's
Okay.
ever floated on a river
I
or
was
anything
not
like that,
sitting in the tube
we were those
correctly
people. We were
because
hillbillies.
the water was not warm. It was cold.
Oh.
So I wasn't sitting in the tube correctly.
Mm.
And then I'm holding onto his feet. and we're trying, there's like dead spots in this lazy river where it's not pushing
It was very lazy.
you along.
Yeah,
it was
lazy.
very lazy. Yes, it was wildly overratedly lazy.
It's fine.
And so then we're like paddling through this,
Yeah.
but
It was
we
something.
weren't letting go of each other.
It was a sight to see, and see,
So-
now I've forgotten where my point was. I was going with that. We were talking
about things that
about
about adulting.
adulting. Yeah. See, I forgot my thought. That's terrible. I don't remember what we were talking about even. We said something. Go back to the note. It helped me. It was when adulting isn't fun. I don't know. Let's
Just
just
being
keep
an
rolling.
adult feels wildly overrated.
Yeah, just keep rolling. I don't know. Well, it'll come to me at some point.
Okay.
Whatever. It's fine.
All right. Can we all agree that nobody really knows what we're doing as adults?
Yeah.
As kids, we thought adults had all the answers.
Mhm.
Then we become one and realize half of adulting is saying, let me circle back on that. Ooh, let Daddy and I pray on that. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I am...
We'll get
Jacelyn will be like, great, when Mom says I need to pray on that, that means she's really got to think about that. It's probably a no.
Yeah.
My favorite was so I used to be in insurance, and Brian would be like, what's the deductible? What is that? How does that work with the co-insurance?
Yeah.
Like, nobody in
math.
high school
Trying to do the math on it. Yeah, nobody teaches you that.
that the deductible is part of the co-insurance.
That's right.
But it's what you have to pay before they start to pay.
That's right. I do remember my thought. It was about that reel that was talking about moms taking mom vacations with other moms. It was like totally checking out, like you said.
Yeah.
Totally checking out, and literally like to the extreme checking out of like, I don't even have a phone. Like, I'm not even on the planet anymore. No one can talk to me. It's so funny. These two moms that
I
are
don't
here.
care where the kids are.
The two moms that are here with their kids, it says they're wearing these hats that say, just go ask Dad. And so I was like, yeah, where's Dad? And they're like, oh, he's at home paying for this trip. And I'm like, okay, so how do the kids get in touch with Dad? Like, I guess they call him that.
Oh my gosh. And yesterday I was in the adult pool only. Talk about adulting. And
Where was I?
they
Oh, with
have
the
these
kids.
loungers in the water. And another lady was there, and we were trying to get up out of these loungers, and we're like, getting old sucks.
Speaking of praying on things, this was Kirscha's way of saying, I need to go to the adult pool so that God can speak to me about the podcast. I'm thinking I'm like Jacelyn, like something's up here.
I relaxed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
It was a relaxation trip.
I think I'm catching the vibe here. It's all right. It's okay. Keep
Okay.
rolling. Keep rolling.
Adulting is basically making one expensive decision while pretending to be calm.
That's a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth.
So let's talk about career moves,
Yeah. Yeah.
marriage and family choices, finances, learning when to say yes, and more importantly, learning when to say no.
Yeah.
These are all things we have to learn as an adult.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, we were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We didn't care about the consequences.
Well,
The consequences were the afterthought.
we're on that. Well, I'm on that.
Now we have
cusp.
to pay for the consequences
Sure.
before we even...
And our kids
the
are
decision.
I was like, man, how did you handle the cell phones? What did where's this stuff? It's like, we didn't have that. I definitely wasn't carrying around a giant camcorder that was like over your shoulder type
Thank
thing
you
in the
for
80s.
not having it.
So glad I didn't. But I think that there's a lot of truth around the how saying yes versus saying no, and hitting pause to process it a little bit. I think we're just it's just such a fast society that we're in that it's just like, I'm gonna answer this, we're gonna move on, answer this and move on, and sometimes those aren't even the right things that we're supposed to be focused on.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost like we've made our own distractions. We've made a mountain out of a molehill when it really wasn't even meant to be anything. But again, I think when we go through school, it is go to school, get the grades, get the job, you'll be successful. And a lot of schools, as we grew up, I mean, I'm the 80s kid, so it's like, it was, here's the test, here's what we want you to know, go regurgitate it.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't about real life. It wasn't about, like you said, the deductible or, where to go to pay your taxes or, gosh, you got a new car. Where do you title it? How much sales tax do you pay? Like, those are things, common sense things. I'm just very blessed and thankful. My parents, my dad brought me into a lot of that when I was a kid. And when I was mowing lawns, like teaching me hey, okay, you got money? Like, you can't just set it in an account. Like, let's go open a CD. I was like, what was this? This is the late 80s. Like, I was like, what is a CD? And, you know, I knew nothing about it. Well, now you can get interest on your money. And I was like, money on top of money. Cool. Like, I'm all for that. So it was just things like that I was very blessed to at least having that taught to me. But I know not a lot of people get that.
This goes back to your easy childhood, babe.
Oh, my gosh. I hope my parents are watching this right now. Can you please call your daughter-in-law? Let her know. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. The pressure of big decisions. What?
We don't have big decisions. It's very simple. An easy life, right? Easy life.
Do you ever feel like you are on a bike at the bottom of the hill and you have your bike shift gear in neutral and you're just spinning your wheels?
No, the chain's
and you're
come
not
off.
moving anywhere?
My chain has come off. It's not even on it's not even like you're done this whole and out. My chain has come off of the thing and it's just going, there's nothing grabbing hold. Yeah. No. Mm-hmm. Let's be real here. Okay. Okay. I'll help you with your
Well, that's where we're at in our season of life that we're in.
That's right. We're
right?
The last episode that we talked about, you said, oh, we're gearing. What did you say? We're gearing down. What did you call it?
We've geared down.
We've geared down. I was like, nah, we're
from the grind gear back up.
No, we went from a 10-speed bike to a 16-speed bike. I think something like that was what I said. But yeah, that's it's the gears, and sometimes the gears will grind too, because there's friction. Because sometimes we're not always on the same page. But we have learned that if we're not on the same page, we know that there's a reason behind that. And so taking time to pray and talk through it and seek counsel and wise wisdom from those within our network.
Well, and really, if you listen to the last episode, how we lean in and press in with our children is what we do with each other too. And that helps make our marriage have less cracks in the foundation. Because I would say we're definitely not perfect. I mean, just today, he's like, are you ready to go? Are you ready to podcast? And
No.
I'm like doing my makeup.
Now what I ask is, how long until you're ready? And it's, I'll be done in a little bit. Like, it's the volume increases.
Okay,
and I was just asking.
Poked myself in the eye. So I was already
How many people
trying not to cry.
How many people poke themselves in the eye? I don't frequently do that. Just because.
Well, yeah,
maybe if you have contacts.
Obviously don't wear makeup or fake lashes. So, yeah. Anyways, okay. So, sometimes it feels like every choice has consequences.
Yeah.
That can have a breaking point in your family, a breaking point in your finances, our future, most importantly, our inner peace. If it's not bringing us peace, we're definitely not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say our 30s, we learned that, oh gosh, that did not bring us peace. We should not do that again. Or going to dinner with friends and you come home mad at each other and you're like, okay, that wasn't peaceful.
Yeah.
Well, we can't do that.
Sometimes you go.
Or we really need to guard our time.
Yeah. Sometimes
around those people.
I was gonna say sometimes you're depleted by them.
Yeah.
There's people that feed you energy. There's people that take energy. I'm not saying there's anything. I mean, because sometimes people need the energy poured into them. I get that. Like their cup needs to be filled up too. But yeah, you need to. Yeah. Let's just safeguard that. Yes, saying the yeses and the nos. Prioritizing your marriage for sure.
So let's talk about how hard it is for you to change jobs.
Wow. Well, when I left teaching, freaked me out to think about leaving and starting my landscape company and doing that. Like that was. I lost a lot of sleep. Oh yeah, I lost a lot of sleep about that. And people go into. There's a lot of comfort that people go into certain job fields. And there's a lot of people that they like the stability of, I know I work 2 weeks and get a paycheck. And I work 2 weeks and I get a paycheck. And when you start a business or you own a company or, you work for yourself, you might work months and not get a paycheck, or you might get a paycheck and it goes back into your company to pay expenses and cover your bills. So that was I remember talking to friends of mine going back and forth. I remember talking to, like, when I talked to Al and John quite a bit about it, and it was just this, again, you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you're like, are these really big decisions? But they were, at that time. And then it's like, then you work somewhere for almost 15 years of your life, and you're thinking, okay, I'm thinking about making a job change. And you're like, okay, I'm looking at income changes. There's other pieces that come into this equation.
Insurance changes.
Sometimes you don't look at that. Sometimes that's like, oh, it'll be okay. And then you get there and they're like, oh, by the way, we're changing our insurance too 3 months later. And you're like, "Gah." So then all of that goes to, there's a lot of factors. And I think taking one of the best advice probably given you was trying to step out of it, take the emotion out of it, put a T-chart together, pros and cons. Literally just that simple. Pros and cons. I remember we did that. We had a whiteboard. We were like pros, cons.
Nobody warned us that adulthood was just one long series of high-stakes multiple choice questions?
It's C. It's got to be C.
No, it's D, all of the above.
Nope, it's got to be C. It's got to be C.
Oh, gosh.
What else you got here?
Okay. James 1:5 talks about, if any of us lacks wisdom, let us ask of God, who gives generously.
Yeah.
God never expected you to have all the answers. He does expect you to seek him, though.
Yeah.
And sometimes maturity is less about certainty and more about surrender.
Yeah.
And I will say my 30s really taught me that. To surrender more and not think that I have it all together, or I have to have it all together and I have to be perfect from the outside. It's okay to mess up in front of other people. Nobody's really paying attention to you anyway.
No. And I think 9 times out of 10, if you sit down with people and you talk about, put your problems on the table, this is always shared with us, put your problems on the table, 9 times out of 10, you're going to take your problems, pick up, walk away from that table and be like, I'm good.
Because you know how to deal with them. And you know what is all entailed.
But we don't know what people are experiencing or going through on the other side of that.
Right.
And so, people are, again, everybody has their challenges. No one has it all put together. That is for sure. They can, from the outside, look like they are, but there's a reality piece to it.
One thing.
You mentioned your 30s.
Yeah.
In the last episode, we talked about the pilot, your time as a pilot, like the aspects of that.
Yeah.
Like, unpack that just a little bit for people, like, because that's a very independent, independent, noble, very fulfilling, rewarding piece.
Right.
But that was a piece for you of like stress and.
So I had been on the enlisted side for years, and I was graduating college, and the opportunity was brought to me that they needed more female pilots, and so I went ahead and went through ground school.
Patches. Call sign Patches.
Yeah, that probably would have been my nickname, because
right.
A bunch of people, when I was overseas and deployed, I always had these Sour Patches in my pocket, and so that was my nickname.
That's just be your tagline to say, hey, go listen to the last episode, you hear that. But that's okay.
Go listen to the last episode.
There you go. There you go. Plugging it in.
Anyways, so then so it was that summer, and then I met Brian in the fall. And 2 weeks later, I signed up for a deployment, and I left 3 months after meeting him. And I was very like, I'm going to go on this route, and I'm going to do these things, and this is the life I'm going to pursue.
There was a lot of ocean between us.
There was a
no
lot of ocean. Yes, no pun intended.
Come on.
But when I got home from my deployment, I just realized what I was doing was very me driven. It was very accolades and rewards for my name to carry, not a legacy to give. And that was a decision for me, and it was my decision alone at the time. I was definitely not seeking God's wisdom and surrendering and having an act of maturity before the Lord.
I don't think a lot of people.
I was lost. Honestly.
But I think, and I appreciate you sharing that.
And you found me.
You're welcome. Me and my easy life. We found you. No, I think that there's a lot of people that don't surrender that. I know I'm guilty of it too. Like you go and you start a job, and had my company going, and then hey, there's an opportunity to work in educational sales, and I'll try to do both, but I couldn't, and so I sold the company, and then you got in corporate America, and you think, oh, this is going to be it. Like retirements, 401s, because it's these things that are thrown at you of like, oh, this is what you're supposed to
And
do.
now you're back to entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just whatever.
doing
It's
this.
fine. It's
Yeah.
okay. But I think that taking that time to surrender and say, okay, God, what is your will to be done? Not, how do you want to use me?
Do you believe
this
that
life.
you would be the same person had you not gone to corporate America?
No, I wouldn't be. I'd be a different person.
Different network,
Good.
different influences.
Yeah, you
Different
want
outcomes.
to say, yeah, I wouldn't change, but let's be real, like, yeah, everybody would change because it's the people that you're around, the association changes you to some degree, good or bad. I'm not saying it's one or the other. It's just it's what you choose out of it too.
Right.
Looking at people that was some of the advice given me is looking at people that are 5 and 10 years ahead of you, wherever, if you work somewhere, work for a company, like looking at those people 5 and 10 years ahead of you, is that the quality of life that you want? And it just was kind of a perspective to me of like, wow, hadn't thought about that before.
Right.
Because you're just kind of, hey, I'm doing this and getting accolades and the carrot gets dangled out in front of you. It's like, just stick around, keep doing this and we'll get you there. And so, yeah. I'd be a different person. Yeah.
So not every good option is a God option,
Yeah.
which is just really important. This is where adulting can get super messy. Sometimes both options look good.
Yeah.
More money versus more peace, opportunity versus family time, comfort versus calling. And this is where we all have to have discernment. We have to lay out the pros and cons. We have to, really decide as jointly as possible, make decisions for the betterment of our family. Because sometimes one of us could be like, yeah, go get the money. Like, that fixes problems. Or the other one could be like, no, I want you home more. That's cost, like, let's give up money so that we have time. And when we're coming at it from different angles, that's where we got to meet in the middle. And we've got to decide together as a joint team which one is going to be it.
Yeah.
Which decision are we going to go with? And if you're praying through those decisions, God will lead you together. He won't lead you apart. And I think that that's really important.
Yep.
So trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5-6. Sometimes logic says one thing, but peace says another thing. That's really big for everybody. This is the most logical decision, but this is where my heart and I get my peace and my serenity from.
Yeah.
And so making sure that you're seeking God through conviction, through peace, wise counsel, timing, open and closed doors. There were a lot of times like God would give us a word and we thought it was in the next 30 days or the next 60 days or the next 3 months. And then looking back, it was years had passed before that came to fruition.
Yeah.
And we got stressed out in that moment.
Yeah.
Of like, oh my, I can't do that. Well, but you can. But in his timing, you can do those things.
But praying through that, we had to grow in that area for sure.
Yeah.
Taking it to prayer and
Good
coming
things
back
to
together.
always remember is, does this align with God's character? Does it require compromise? Am I moving in faith or in fear? And those are just really big things just for all of us to remember at the end of a hard decision, or really at the beginning of a hard decision.
Yeah.
Okay, is this a fear-based or is this a faith-based decision? Yeah. The hardest adult decision is often saying no. Adulting is not just choosing what to do, it's deciding what not to do.
Yeah.
The promotion, the opportunity, the invitation, the relationship, the extra commitment.
I can't tell you how many times I have talked with people that have progressed in their corporate life or their business life or whatever to a management, an exec level, a VP level, because they were title chasing. And when they get there, like, I don't want to be here. I'd rather be back as a rep, or I'd rather be back just because it's the
But now they're overqualified.
The time commitment, I'm just on call after call, like what they felt they enjoyed about that job or about that profession, it's been sucked from them because it's just like I'm on a meeting after meeting after meeting. And again, back to what you were saying, like the time and money. Yeah, the money's there, but do you have time in your life? Can you get away to things? Can you break away and go to your kids, lunch event or sports
Basketball,
event?
yeah.
I mean, it's
Basketball
like,
game or something, yep.
I'm on another call. Well, that's, there's quality of life in that too. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just thinking about this, like,
I'm not saying don't do that, because we need people to continue to climb those ladders to be in those meetings, but you really weigh those things out.
but Jesus came and he saved the world and still didn't attend every meeting.
It's true.
And he still was a savior.
Yeah.
So thinking about, like, is this pushing me to my breaking point?
Yeah.
In making those hard pressed decisions. I know Brian, he was asked to do something this week and he was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm on vacation. That's going to steal my inner peace from me.
Kirscha's like, wow, old Brian would have been like, okay, I'll make the time. I was like, apparently I'm a new Brian, so that's fine.
No, this one's just got a lot more swagger to it.
Oh, okay. We'll go with that.
It's
sure.
good.
All right.
So, faith when the outcome is unknown. This is where faith gets real, okay? Sometimes God gives direction without the details. And I think this is where it really gets hard.
Yeah.
He gives a lot of direction and no details to it. And so you feel stuck in this medium of, okay, this is what you asked me to do, and this is the outcome of that. And we could just mentally go in circles before we even take a step. And that's hard.
We walk by faith, not by sight, and we want to see things. And I think that's some of that is going back to the no. Is saying no to some of those things.
Right. No, I would say no is one of the holiest words in the Bible that God has ever spoke.
Yeah.
It's when to say no.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Think about it. Like, God said, go, but not yet. Like all the ways in which God could say no, he says no.
Yeah.
Not yet. Wait for me. Wait.
Oh, you like
be in
that
the
word,
season
wait.
of waiting.
Yeah.
It's a word that
Crosswalk.
God has given me.
It's the crosswalk sign. Wait. It's fine. It's okay.
10, 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Go now.
Countdown. Yeah. What else you got on there?
So that's it, babe.
That's it
Yep, that's it.
for the whole episode.
Yep.
Kind of came in on a pretty fast landing there, fighter
Yeah.
jet girl.
So
Patches
what
here.
hard decision have you been avoiding?
Yeah.
Maybe the issue isn't lack of information. Maybe it's fear. God will not always, God's will is not always the easiest path, but it's always the right one.
Well, and I think, I was going to kind of,
Pray, seek wisdom, get counsel, move in peace. Have people at your table that are praying for you and with you and giving you counsel, people you can trust. They've gone before you, okay? Don't get some new believer that has never acted in faith yet. Just protect that inner circle so you can protect your inner peace.
another
shameless
plug for Inner Circle that we have, but I think there's no
Did you like that?
There's no owner's manual to adulting. There's no, you graduated high school, here's your diploma, and here are the steps next. No, because it's even...
We're all one step away from stupid.
If you even go back to, okay, do I go to college? Do I go vocational route? Do I go in the military? There's a lot of different choices, and not that any of them are right or wrong, but there's a lot of components that come into play at 18, 19, 17, 18, 19 years old. And then they just kind of, they just keep compounding, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so, how am I going to pay for my Gap credit card I've charged? It's like, really? Or, these people, this is totally judgmental of me, but like, the pet
Insurance?
Pet, no, when you finance a pet, like, how do you, again, adulting in my world, I wouldn't finance a pet. It's just me personally. Okay, that's my opinion. I'm not saying, to our community, if you finance a pet, good for you. But
I will
wouldn't.
say-
But that's not in a manual anywhere, and so that's what gets people tripped up if they don't have that network. Those people at your table,
Let's
as you
clarify what an actual pet is for Brian. It is a lab. Chocolate, black, or yellow lab
Yeah.
only.
said, labs.
And it needs to be able to go retrieve and bring to him. Okay? And what Brian
What is wrong with
got
that?
was a micro mini golden doodle.
Yeah, but okay, back to what
now
I'm saying.
he's smart and he does retrieve.
I did, but you're
He
getting way
did
off
kill
tangent.
a rabbit.
But the aspect of, again, adulting and the manuscript, we don't have those components. So as Kirscha's saying, like, if you're about to make a big decision on something, run it through with somebody that you trust, that you value their opinion.
Did I say that?
Because
Get counsel?
yes, I'm kind of reiterating that for you.
Oh, okay.
But you keep talking about.
You would pet insurance.
I like more than just labs. Okay, let's be real here. But no, I just think that it's vital. That's kind of the purpose of our podcast and digging deeper in the inner circle is to invite people into that. Where, hey, if I don't have somebody, let me jump on there and ask those questions and get deeper perspective and insight around that.
Should I do this?
Yeah. And again, not that we're going to say yes or no, but we'll at least give you perspective, give you things that we've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we can bring. And then the years of others that we've sought wisdom from. I mean, that goes many years for sure. Grandma and Grandpa are 80s, be 80 this year. So
Grandpa will.
that's 80. That's 80 plus. And then grandparents, not like that. You're talking
That's
hundreds of years of
8
wisdom in that.
Decades old.
Look at that. So we bring decades.
Shameless plug
Centuries
to you,
even,
Grandpa.
probably centuries that would be brought to this community for sure that could be brought into it. Of
Really?
wisdom.
Wow. Okay.
So
Not yours.
until next time, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Crazy Unbelievable Fate.
Bye.